Hi, my name is Dan Schulk. I'm with PYI, and we're the North American importers of the FenderTex textile fender. It's a very unique fender because, as you can see, it's extremely lightweight. Obviously, as you can see by this beautiful logo here, we can do all kinds of customization to it. We have a variety of different colors to choose from, and this logo, by the way, is knit directly into the cover. It's not embroidered, so that's a very unique feature about our fenders. Aside from being so light, when the fenders are not in use, they're very easily stowed. So all we have to do is to press the plunger here. And we're going to just roll that fender up, take all the air out. I always like to keep the cap on just to keep that valve stem nice and clean. And stash your fender away. While I have it deflated, I want to point out, you'll see a little different shade in the upper, lower, and midsection of the fender. So what we have, it's an internal polyurethane bladder with a knit polyester cover. And the cover is what carries all of the load. The bladder carries no load. But because of the way that we knit the bottom and top, we have 5% elasticity so that our fenders are able to compensate for the temperature fluctuations. You can inflate the fender at 35 degrees, and if it comes up to 70 degrees the next day, you're not going to be blowing out a seam. In fact, I carry fully inflated fenders in the back of my car in the Florida heat. No problem at all. Probably gets up over 130 degrees there. To maintain your fender, we do suggest cleaning them periodically. You can deflate and put the cover, fender with bladder in a washing machine. So they're very easy to maintain and keep clean. The material is a polyester. The polyester does not retain salt, which is really important because it's not going to scratch the paint. Also, unlike some of the other fenders, it's not going to depolymerize and discolor on the hull. The fenders, if they're under a compression load for a very long period of time, they're not going to take a shape. They'll come back to their original form. And of course, we can just remove the bladder if somehow you punctured it. We just pop that out, remove it. We can roll the bladder up and slide it back in. And the bladders are very, very affordable. Again, many options, different colors. We can sheathe the D-rings, custom logos, designs, whatever your imagination can come up with. So when it comes time to reinflating your FenderTex fender, we have a few different options. We have a high volume two-stage manual pump. That's usually good for fenders up to about this size, which is our C84. When you start to get into larger sizes, probably be best to go with our rechargeable battery pump like this. This pump is rechargeable and would probably be able to inflate a fender this size roughly 30 times at least. If you get into the bigger mega yachts, we do have a high volume pump that we can plug into the power on the boat, about 2,500 liters per minute. I also have a rather inexpensive, about $115 for a pump that we can plug into a lighter. It'll get it up to the 5 PSI that we need. It's a little slower than this pump, however. So to inflate, all I'm going to do is I'm going to twist the valve to lock it in place. If by chance you're getting ready to deploy the fenders and it's really windy, you can use water as ballast. So you just press that plunger down, fill it up with a little water, and then we can attach the hose and fill her up with air. once the fender is inflated to the proper pressure, you will no longer be able to fit a finger underneath this collar strap on the fender. And that's a real easy way for you to check the fender pressure. They hold pressure for months at a time, but it's always a good idea to double check.